Welcome to Lost Sphear. I'm your host, Principal Play Solon. That's Austin C. Howe, the Professor of Shogonomics. When we last left off on Lost Sphear, we got that monkey guy that's back there. See that monkey guy? That's Deonto. He's a demon. Everyone's been like, watch out for Deonto, but we don't give a literal shit. So we're gonna go to, where are we going? To the city of some kind?
I don't remember. I was blasted.
Are you blasted now, Mr. Krabs?
Slightly.
Hell yeah!
Slightly less.
Aww.
Yeah, you kind of indicated that I shouldn't get that blasted.
That's right. Soundly. You miss being blasted?
Not as much as you'd think.
Okay, good. I don't want to take you from your comfortable blasting place. Like the Winnie the Pooh's.
You don't want to take me from my blasting zone, if you will. Sonic
my
the Hedgehog
favorite.
3, I think.
Yeah! My favorite Sonic level. Blasting zone. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles just getting blasted. So, yeah, your town seems to be still burning.
See, the canon in my head was always that it was Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Cartridge said Sonic 2, but that was just marketing. The real title of the game...
the real title of the game was
Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic and Tails.
Aw, yeah.
That was my idea. Because my idea of the third game was that the third game is called Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic and Knuckles.
Right.
Or...
These are all his games. Sonic and Tails, Sonic and Knuckles.
Right. And Tails is more of a side character there. And occasionally I would try and say if it was Sonic... Occasionally I would try and call it Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. But it was never believable.
No. That's for Sonic 4. Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles go to Hollywood.
Isn't only Sonic playable in that game?
I think so, yeah. Maybe multiple
I saw a guy do a
Sonics.
pretty good video about that, about how the change in the physics, plus the implementation of the homing attack, was supposed to... Basically, it was supposed to indicate a change in play style that they, in fact, did try to account for. It's still not as functional as they'd like it to be, but... Basically, so, like, instead of, like, having momentum when you go up a ramp and then still moving forward...
Yeah.
You know, after... What happens is you go straight up, and then Sonic levels out in the air. But in this game, you have a homing attack, and out of the homing attack, you can instantly land on the ground and be at high speed.
Right.
And then from there, you can roll. So, it was supposed to be something to give you more control coming out of a vert, as they would call it in skateboarding.
Right. Vertical ramp.
Yeah, it's supposed to give you more control coming out of a vertical ramp, and it does. It's just that other elements of Sonic 4 are just not very well put together. So the design idea was solid. It was basically like the idea of New Super Mario Bros. To take the 3D Sonic and implement him into 2D Sonic space. And they got at least the key idea of implementing the homing attack, which had never been in a 2D Sonic game. They got that, like, dead right. So...
Yeah. Oh, they didn't let me preemptive fight these guys.
This is like one of those ones you've probably seen in your YouTube recommends or whatever.
Those YouTube recommend videos that are always there.
Just the random, like the ones that you avoid until you just no longer have any other options, and you're just like, you know what? I am vaguely interested in that topic.
I have nothing else to do right now.
And this one was
guess.
This one was well, I don't need to name him because he's way more popular than us. This guy's video was just called "Why Sonic 4 Doesn't Suck." And I was like,
Please, why does Sonic 4 not suck? I need to know.
See, I always like those. We've been talking a lot about the culture of YouTube recently with the whole, you know, hour-plus video critique of a game that really doesn't have much to say other than, like, minor nitpicks and overall generic praise, you know?
Right.
And the generic praise being outweighed by the minor nitpicks because a lot of times the generic praise comes with the idea that most of the stuff in the game is stuff that's been done better before or elsewhere. Or just
okay,
isn't
Austin,
new.
what's your point? I have no idea where you've come from or where you went. You've gone like 4.5 minutes.
Okay, the problem is...
What's the problem with Sonic 4? Wait, what was... No, he said, what's the not problem with Sonic 4? It's not as bad as we think?
Well, basically, a lot of people didn't like Sonic 4 specifically because of the changes to the physics.
Right.
Okay? That's because the Sonic 4 physics were meant to... despite it being called Sonic 4 as though it were a continuation of the Genesis games, which had a particular type of physics throughout the 3 games, instead, it was more like a 3D Sonic game.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't like that. This guy does, you know, and he had a good reason why, because he said that aside from the scripted homing attack segments like you'd find in 3D Sonic levels, it's also useful as a movement tool that you never had in the first 3 Sonic games that would have been really, really useful in those games. Would have been perfect.
Okay.
You know?
Yep.
So, it's one of those kinds of things you see and you're like, oh, I might be interested in playing that. Yeah. It's like he actually manages to sell the game's idea of design, which is, you know, whatever.
Deonto, our new character Deonto. By the way, we have a demon in our party now. Our new character Deonto has an attack that lets him take damage for other characters.
Right.
So we're gonna see how that goes.
My name's Austin Howell, and I watch the dregs of YouTube so that you don't have to.
Yes, that's where we live. By the way, I've been doing hundreds of damage to this guy.
We're in obscurity, not the dregs. Very different things. We're in the limelight of obscurity.
The limelight of obscurity. That sounds really nice, actually.
I mean, literally, there's a lot of lighting here, and there's a green screen behind us, so limelight. That's what I'm going with here.
Hey, this guy's boned, by the way.
This boss you've been
So this is a boss fight, apparently.
Yeah, this looks like the exact same scenario from earlier.
Yep. Same place.
So is this something you were supposed to do before coming here, or is this the future?
I have no idea. Oh, that ruled, though.
Yeah, you kicked his ass. Oh my god, you got a ton of experience for that fight.
So,
and
okay.
you got a Volco pack.
Let's break down some of the problems that were just happening during that fight. One... Dude shows up, none of the characters know who he is. The army is just like, this guy hates you guys. And we're just like, okay, we don't care why. Obviously, a military guy hates us. Alright, he wants to fight us in the exact same place that we kicked the ass of the, king of the military last time. And this guy's whole gimmick is that he does, a bunch of damage to everyone. And so, Deonto used Scarecrow to take all of the damage. And then also used a Endure ability that made it so that he could only... get pushed down to 1 health.
Scarecrow.
Yeah. And so he did one last big, I will kill you all right now move, and it only did damage to Deonto. It only killed Deonto.
And then he comes right back at the end.
And we won. That's how you win a boss fight, right there.
So, considering that there are no consequences for being dead at the end of the battle, this seems poorly considered.
No, it seems like exactly what they wanted was they want to give you Deonto and then give you some bad boss fights so that he takes all the damage.
Oh, so they designed this to make Deonto... They designed this to highlight his feature.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's
yes,
cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
We also did, hundreds and hundreds of damage to him now. So we're getting to that point. We're getting to that good JRPG point.
That's what makes the scenario design of games like Final Fantasy IX so good, is when they come up with good ways to implement the first time of a new mechanic, as opposed to it just being, hey, this guy does this. Do it this way. You know?
Yeah.
Like the whole scene from FF9 where Steiner meets Vivi and says, "Hey, I've got this idea."
I finally feel like I'm at a point where I'm literate in Lost Sphear, and the hard part about JRPGs is they always take a couple hours to become literate.
12
in them.
This one.
12.
We're about 12 hours in, no joke. We're at least 9.
You remember what the main critique against Final Fantasy 13 was? When it first came out, everyone obliterated it for its specifically 20-hour tutorial section.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because it takes 20 hours to become literate in that game.
Well, and also the other problem is that it's a game that's so littered with cutscenes and scripted events and other kinds of shit that there's constantly information prompts.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, we don't need to get into Final Fantasy 13's minutia, because my main point is that in Lost Sphear, it just took us a long time for some reason to get past all of the weird things. that were different from other RPGs. And now we have Zemrod's about to nuke Solon from space.
Oh, wow.
He is about to use the Terramite weapon to obliterate Solon and the monsters inside.
Also, I had a point.
Sorry, I know I didn't want to interrupt you from the point. I just wanted to move us forward on talking about more Final Fantasy 13.
Well, the thing is that like, not just the first 20 hours, the first, like, 40 hours before you get to the big open field, planet, can feel like a tutorial section because the game so often changes state and location and such that it constantly has to give you text prompts that make it feel like it's teaching you something. Like, hey, do this. Hey, do this. Hey, do this. Like, hey, listen.
Yeah. Yeah. We're about to Indiana Jones this shit.
Cool.
And not in a good way.
Oh, we're gonna fridge the nuke?
We're gonna fridge the nuke.
Nice. I loved that part. I thought that was really funny.
It was adorably campy, just inside of a film that could not hold up that level of camp for the rest of the movie.
Now, granted, I only saw that movie in theaters.
Yep.
So, I don't remember... I mean, I haven't seen it since then, so I can't, like, reappraise it. I just remember not hating it.
Oh my god. They nuked the skate zone!
For one, okay, two things. One... GIF of Frieza trying to kill Boo by killing himself, which nerd, because Boo just did what he always does and reassembled.
Look at this! We're in a little hole!
Well, Solid, we're finally here.
Everybody get in the hole!
Get in the hole! What?
We did it! We're in the hole!
Was that what the game was called, or was the game called... Oh, it was called Race or Religion.
This was
QB's...
QB made a board game
called Race or Religion.
Race to Religion.
Race to... Okay, there we go. Race to...
A competitive game where you race to making the best organized religion.
I made that mistake all the night at that time.
You kept calling it Race or Religion. And it's like, nope, it's
not
a verb. Race to religion.
Race to religion.
This is insanity.
And one of the faiths was based around the hole.
Yeah, the faith of the hole.
And
everyone was supposed to get into the hole. It was the best religion in the whole game. Everyone raced right to that hole because everyone wanted to get
to that religion and right to that hole.
Everything that was lost, all the other. Well, maybe other people got into wells too. Have you thought about that, Obaro? Maybe everyone's got a little well that they're hiding in.
Man,
nope.
Nukes suck, says Japanese role-playing game.
I was gonna say, this is the most common basic trope in JRPGs especially. Damn, video games.
Well, the other thing
nukes are bad.
The other thing I was gonna say about that explosion, I don't remember what the first thing I said that I led with, but the other thing I was gonna say was, it looks like the Quetzalcoatl Electric Storm animation from FF8, like, very specifically. Like, side by side, dead. Like, did you see it in your head?
No. It looked like a generic, like, that was one of the attack animations that they had in a folder from, like, 20 years ago. Like, they just put that right there.
Yeah, it could be Thundara.
Yeah.
Could be Arrow.
Could be any of them. Could be an RPG Maker, just basic texture pack.
Now, let's be nice to that aspect, because that's what it would look... Because,
I would use it. It looked great. It was perfect.
No, it looked alright. Here's the problem. We're seeing this stuff more easily.
Zemrod has regrets. God, this game sucks. Everything is gone. I was told it would only nuke the monsters.
At the end of the Let's Play, you need to get a
LLB. At the end of an LLB, we'll have a compilation of
all the times I flipped off the game and or you.
And or me.
And there'll be like Sarah McLachlan in the background or something.
Yeah, and yeah.
I will remember you.
Who can say where the road goes? Only time, Deonto. God, he's got a cool hammer. His hammer's really cool.
So, this game is like a 3D pastiche of a bunch of 2D game ideas.
Yeah.
The problem is apparent.
Deonto's the embodiment of all the hopes of Solon. Deonto, you literally exist because people in Solony hoped for you. Solony's gone now.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not really cool with having a deity in our party.
This is an orphan-only party, and we kind of let the old man just hang out with us. Well, Deonto's now an orphan because his entire city that he's a deity of is gone. He has nothing left to connect him, so we're still on level that this is a party entirely of orphans.
True.
Yeah. Damn. He's been orphaned from the city that he was the deity for.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. It really is.
I need to get a Tony Hawk game.
Yeah, you need to get a Tony... Wait, what? Wait. Did Tony Hawk, the patron saint of skateboarding, lose his skateboard someday and become an orphan also?
No.
Okay. Then what the fuck?
It's been in my head recently.
Austin, your head is... always cranking.
No, it was supposed to be the sound of a skateboard grind. Oh, damn it. It returns.
I have to change the world to protect Solony.
There we go.
See, that's all you needed.
Oh, that felt terrible.
You've come back worse than you were. Oh! Hey, Deonto joined our party. Fantastic. I was looking for that prompt because they did not give me that prompt 20 minutes ago.
Well, he was a guest. They wanted to get you hyped.
Just a guest of the party. But now he's an orphan, which means now he can be in the party.
Yeah, they gotta have a build-up fight to get you to buy the pay-per-view.
That's business. Business as usual in a JRPG.
Watched an interview.
Could it be? What is the light? Nope, you're right. What is the light in the distance? They use Terramite. We saw how Terramite extinguishes everything, even things that are lost. Austin, we just nuked an entire city. Can you keep it together for like a minute? I'm so glad this is happening. I really am, honestly. Let's try paying the Kingdom of Gracia a visit. Gracia?
I just want you all to know that this feels like hell.
I'm sorry.
Yeah?
I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Everything, like, Solony
every time I burp,
out there in the game is, like, right here in your chest.
Every time I burp, like, there's, like, bubbles that are bursting in my stomach, and therefore, like, stomach acid is pushing up my stomach and esophagus. It's not comfortable.
No, you should drink something. Something without bubbles in it, maybe.
Too late.
You should just drink that, then.
I'll be right.
I'm flabbergasted, Lumina says. Thanks, Fists. No! God, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, Austin. We're gonna save Solony.
I was ready.
We're gonna save Solony.
Because I was focused on swallowing all of it, like, you know, get that drop. And, so when I laughed, I was, like, ready to put my hand up, because I was like, I didn't want it to go down, and I didn't want it to go out. I had to, like...
Those are both, bad options.
It's like Tony Hawk. When you're doing either a lip trick or a grind, you have to maintain the momentum.
The balance. You're imbalanced. God, Austin.
Yeah, my stomach is
a word to describe Austin, How, the professor of thugonomics.
Chugonomics.
Unbalanced. Just karmically. Geographically unbalanced. Hey, the orphans had an idea. The orphans' idea was to go to the next continent and talk to their leaders and see if they could stop the nuke mans. Let's just sail in that direction. We've got a boat. The orphans.
We gotta go. We gotta
Ideal.
go in the direction of where the nuke droppers came. Went wherever they went.
Yep. Oh god. They didn't even hit all the city. Actually,
Holy shit! Wow,
Which is-
that's a pretty literal representation.
yeah. Like there's the death zone. Luckily, there's no fallout or anything like that, so we're fine, I guess.
God damn, that's pretty brutal.
It's
actually.
super brutal.
I should. Yeah, I should be trying to keep it together.
Nah. Any other RPG, that'd be great. But here we are in Lost Sphear. They fucking missed. They're the worst. Like, they tried to hit the city of Solon. They got half of it.
That's true. These are some really incompetent villains. I mean, people always have really shitty complaints about, you know, like, say, Sephiroth. Like, oh, what did he accomplish? He only burned down one town. Kefka fucking blew up the whole world. Whatever. Yeah, but like seriously, like these guys like tried to nuke a city and
Missed.
Like they had the inaccuracy of the U.S. military. Like, you know, fucking, oh, we're trying to get like this target. We were like 3 meters south. We hit a hospital. France is mad. You know?
France is mad. That's a pretty good. Yeah.
Rightly so, because
that's probably
we
fine.
killed innocent people. Just, you know, putting full context to this. Trying to keep it together here.
They're just as incompetent war criminals as the U.S. The metaphor works here. That's what you're trying to say.
It's really weird. Good lord. It's kind of weird how
A propelled memory.
these games, Japanese games that talk about nukes, tend to avoid like direct incrimination of the United States. Maybe that's just a marketing thing.
I don't think they're thinking that far.
I think Hideo Kojima probably is.
Yeah, he really didn't market the like America as the bad guys necessarily,
No, he didn't.
as like the country, the political machine. He just said like maybe the leaders were kind of corrupt.
That's okay. He was a little more specific than that.
Okay, the leaders were literally infesting. Like, Solidus Snake is literally the president of the United States, but none of the rest of the cabinet knows.
Solidus Snake wasn't the villain of
Of
MGS2.
two. Well, he wasn't the villain, but like, that's
That's the idea.
there. Yeah. Lost
Come on,
stuff.
man.
We're going to the moon.
We are?
Yeah,
Oh. So we're going to the Lost Sphere. as
we
it
lost.
were.
That was the sphere we lost all along.
Oh, well, I mean, that kind of makes sense, because, like, the moon was formed when an asteroid hit the Earth. Isn't that the idea? Is that what the cutscene was about?
At the beginning of the game?
No, I don't know. I thought there was a cutscene right there that I, like, talked through.
Oh no, I accidentally skipped it.
It's okay.
It didn't seem very important because the music did not change at all.
Oh, okay. Well, this game's just not...
I think it's because Obaro lived in the moon for a little bit or something.
Every time you say that name, I think of the guy from MGS3 saying Kuwabara.
Kuwabara. Isn't that just him being like, I'm the lightning man?
It's like a reference to a lightning frog thing, which
Yeah.
is supposed to tie into all the green frogs that you shoot around the base.
That's right.
That game is loaded with strange content.
Would the moon really do something like that? Would the moon just disappear things into the skeet zone? We have to destroy the moon. We're in a JRPG, Austin. We did it. Just like all JRPGs, eventually, you have to destroy the moon.
Is that where the monsters come from?
I think so.
Well, I'm trying not to just be like, you know, trope catcher here, but like...
I don't know.
I'm not trying not to just be trope catcher here, but, you know, FF8, monsters come from the moon.
Come on, you people. Can we shut the fuck up and think about this for 2 seconds? Free Candy Van wants to say, this sucks. As long as the moon is there, things will continue to get lost. So we have to destroy the moon or something? We're there, Austin!
See how stupid this conversation is. I think I'll take it from here.
There you go. Austin, how about tomorrow let's play some more Lost Sphere and you can run the show. We're gonna destroy the moon. That's obviously where this whole game was going. The lost sphere was the moon all along.
This game's like a metaphor for the death of the Salar or something.
What?
See you next time.